Hey there, Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising. How are you? Sorry, I was just in your energy, and it was really nice. I saw they showed me so excuse me. So last week when I was walking in the woods, there were these two little girls, and they were walking down this one path, and you can really see everywhere in the woods right now because all the trees have dropped their leaves, and it's hard to tell when you're on the path or not. And one of the little girls headed off into another direction. She was like just cut off and started running. She knew where she was going because you can see everywhere, but the other little girl was standing on the path going, "What are you doing? You got off the path. What are you doing?" And I thought, but you don't have to be on the path. You can go if you want. And so I feel like this is a week where there's a lot of choice energy, a lot of decision energy. But the thing is, I think you can stray off of the path you've set for yourself, that you can choose to go in a new direction, and that you can still see to find your way back if you really want to go back. But I think when you get to where you're going, you're going to say, "Oh, now I want to go over there. Oh, I want to go over here." Okay, so now they're showing me like a road trip, and someone's got their map laid out. And they have these pins in the map, like places they definitely want to go, but the route to get there, there's like different options. And so they're like, "Well, do we want to go this way or that way? Because we're going to end up at the same destination. What do we want to see along the way?" And so I feel like there's ability for you to really make some choices and decisions about where it is you want to go. I really need another card for that. The final outcome card is needing clarification. Hold on. Okay, wow, this is really something. Okay, let's see what we have going on before we get there. So the overall energy here we have there's this disappointment energy, which is so weird because that's not what I got from that. I think that the path you've been on is not working for you. I think you have planned it out. You thought you were going to go this way. We're going to do it this way, and things have been going on they're like, no, you need to make a shift. Like that is no longer serving you. It no longer fits you. And so there's a choice to be made because we have the Page of Cups here, but he looks super disappointed because the fish jumped out of the cup. So I think something that you thought was going to have promise and that was going to be fulfilling and abundant, it isn't. But if you stay on the path, you're stuck in place. Whereas she was stressed out. Like she was incredibly stressed out that no. In fact, I remember looking at her going, "Oh, that poor little Virgo girl." That's what I thought. And Virgo is your opposing sign, and so it's almost like if you are. If you want to be all rigid and structured about how things are going forward, that doesn't really work for water energy. And even though it likes to flow along the riverbank, right, in the flowing of the earthiness of it, sometimes it's good to breach the bank a little and spread out and claim new territory. And you can always recede if you would like to. So the key to the situation here is the Queen of Wands. This is deciding that you're the boss of your life, that you're in charge and following your intuition, the black cat, which is about to take a jump and get up there and get on her lap. To really connect in with your intuition, to help you to determine which is the next step forward. Where do we go from here? You know, the Queen of Wands is usually standing, but here she's sitting down. She's taking a rest. She's taking a pause, and she needs to connect in with her intuition. I want to say be a rule breaker. Break the rules that you have set for yourself in your life or the rules that others have set forward in your life. I just want to encourage you to be like this very free spirit, to travel lightly, to go in the direction that you want to go. The more nimble you are, the easier you're going to move from point A to point B. And this week, it's all about this choice energy. It's about tapping into our intuition, but tapping into our desires. So here you've been wondering, which way do I go? We got the Knight of Wands. And he's leaping forward over the Sphinx. Just really interesting. He's not leaping over the Sphinx, but it looks like it, right? It's like the knowledge that you are seeking. Oh, it's within the Sphinx. That is the deep inner knowing, the deep knowledge. And so while the terrain may seem barren and desolate, it is what is going on inside that is rich with information and knowledge. So you've been really struggling, it appears, to feel like you belong. This Two of Cups here, this is the after tarot, and they're all snuggled up, and this is like, I know I belong here, but this is in the area that's draining your energy. And so some place where you thought you really fit, where you thought you really belong, where you thought this was what was for you. So it could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be within your own family, it could be a significant other, but there's some place where you just thought this was it. And it's not. There's a disappointment, and it didn't really get very far if it's only to the page. So it was something. It was a big dream or hope, but I think not too far into the dream you started having doubts. I do think that there created a sense of doubt, and so there's been this process of next steps and how do I take this and how do I manage it. And so in the area of where you've been struggling, we have the Three of Cups. You've been struggling to have fun in a community that you feel like you fit into. There's a lack of joy. Like, it feels like you haven't had fun in a long time. Not real fun. And when we look at the world, we can see why people are feeling that way, right? I mean, we are just now being able to start really getting out there and going and doing things, right? It's been a long time of isolation in a lot of ways. And if you, so COVID was basically a relationship accelerator. People who really enjoyed each other found out they really enjoyed each other and they were making commitments. And people who were in committed relationships and they were like, wow, I really don't like this person, they figured it out fast. And so there's been a lot of shifting and changing, but that's because we're all shifting and changing and growing. And so you can work for a company for years and years and years, and then the financial crisis is kind of evolving here from all this stuff. And they're like, no, you have to come into work. And you're like, but I don't know if it's safe. Or, they were like, no, you have to stay home. And you're like, I don't get your problem. Why can't I come in? Whatever it is, right? So it'll be different for each of you. But whatever the thing is that was like, there feels like you felt not supported in some kind of a community, of a relationship. And the way to move forward here is to recognize that you're in a healing process and to allow the healing to complete, to get to the other side, right? This is the Six of Swords, but look, they've made it to the other side. They had help and they had assistance. So, but I feel like you've gotten to the other side, and look, here's the action to take. It's to, the juggling, though, looks kind of like he's dressed for fun, right? It's very creative energy, and he's moving toward the ship. It's like moving into a new direction. So it's almost as though you've crossed one area and the healing was happening. Now you're ready to set off on a new adventure, right? A new adventure. Breaking trail. I think you should trust your judgment. What seems like fun, just go for it. If it's something that you want to do. Because here in the area of resources, we have a sharing of resources. And it feels like generational, ancestral kind of wealth. So it could be skills, it could be financial, it could be knowledge, it could be wisdom. But, here we've got in the distance the grandparent and then the parent, and then here's the youngster. But he's taking a coin out and he's handing it to the little dog of loyalty. Like, he's spreading the wealth around. There's companionship with this. There's generation. There's stability. And this is what is promising growth here. When it's in this area, this is what you're focusing your intention on. And so what you focus your intention on is what you're going to bring in. So I'm glad to see it's not a card of fear up here. In the heart space, we have the Emperor. This is you saying, I'm good. I'm solid. I'm strong. I know who I am. I know what my skills are. The Emperor is, it is the King of Cups. It is the King of Wands. It is the King of Swords. It is the King of Pentacles. It is the whole package. But this is very action-oriented. And so the key here, you know, of sitting down and receiving your intuition, and then it's going to be about believing in yourself and trusting in yourself and understanding that what you want, you can totally manifest for yourself. The place to anchor your energy in, don't take the first thing that's offered to you. Is it real? Oh, God, really assess whether the options that are coming in, okay, so try things out. If you don't like them, move on. Allow yourself the freedom of choice of, okay, this seems like fun. Oh my God, it's really not. This seems like a good opportunity. No, it's not. This might work for me. No, it doesn't. Be willing to sift through and be a little more discerning. So interesting, and I'm trying to remember what I heard about it. So here we have this Four of Cups, and he's pouring the cup out. He took the cup that Spirit offered him and said, nope, don't want that. Something that seemed really good when it came in, like divinely guided, like so great. This opportunity came floating in, and then you were like, yeah, no, this isn't for me. That's discernment, and that's a good thing. To clarify it, though, we got the Devil, and in this Devil card, this they're in union. The Devil's doing that Vulcan thing, his fingers that I can't do, but it actually comes from a sign that has religious and spiritual meaning. I want to say it was like sun worship or something, but anyway, so there's some kind of a blessing. He looks mad. He's like, I chained them together and they weren't supposed to like it, but they really like it. So here we have a very codependent kind of energy. And here we have somebody who's willing to share the victory. Because in this card of victory, he's putting the laurel wreath on someone else. She's receiving the victory. Shared victory. I almost feel like this thing that felt really good, it kind of made you feel like you were chained in a situation that looked really good, but it not necessarily was. And the goal is to find some place where there's shared victory, where there's common joy, where there's actually somebody that'll help you get to the other side and aid in the healing process of whatever you're trying to heal, that allows you to get this Ten of Pentacles situation going on here that generates new beginnings, new opportunities. It's not, you don't have to take every opportunity that's offered to you, right? You get to choose. And this week, it's about choices. This week is totally about choices. In the overnight hours of Monday, we get a grand water trine. And so I really would encourage you to pay attention to your dreams, because you have Neptune and Jupiter both in your sign, and they're going to trine with the sun and the moon. The sun is in Scorpio conjunct Venus at this time, and the moon is in Cancer. And so this overnight energy Lots of dream messages coming through. I would say the 13th and the 14th really heightened for that. Look at all this water you guys have. Holy crap. Oh, that is so fun. Okay, first let's look at this. You've got the flowing river and the spirit of water. Encouraging you when that moon is in Leo, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, to really focus in on what brings you joy and happiness, what's moving you forward, right? What moves you forward? Not getting chained up, stuck, and stagnated into something, but what feels like shared victory. Who has your back? Who's helping you to move forward? Where do you feel that way? But what I love is it comes with the ancient forest, which looks very much like the woods I was in during the summer, not in the fall though. But yes, that's what it looks like in there. And so the thing about that is, look, there's this ancient wisdom here. You're being asked to do a little deep dive and pull the ancient wisdom up, right? To follow your intuition, to connect with your intuition this week. And a great way to do it is with water, especially when you're a water sign. So if you can get to some flowing water, that's great. I'm sorry I'm laughing. It's snowing. 2 days ago, shorts and t-shirt down by the river. Okay, so everything's changing. All right, so this ancient forest, to dive deep into who you are, to pull up the ancient wisdom and knowledge that you have, is going to be very beneficial. So really paying attention to that. The Venus and then Mercury, Wednesday and then Thursday, they're moving into optimistic Sagittarius, and I think you will start to feel better about things, but you need to be trusting your own inner compass, right? The map. You're sitting there pointing over the map. What place do I go? You head off in a direction. That's okay, because you have options and you don't have to stay with it. You get to move. Wow. You've got to move. Do not get stuck and stagnant. Look at this. You have here with the energy of Thursday and Friday when the moon is in Virgo, creating this grand earth trine where you can create a plan, where you can really manifest something. You have the dream thief, the refusal of the call. Maybe this opportunity you're passing on it either doesn't fit with your plan, that's fine. It's something to look at. Because the Emperor in the heart place, in the heart moving forward, that could say, I'm staying where I am, I'm solid here. So you may be choosing not to go. You may be on the path and saying to your inner self, why are you running off in that direction? Get back on the path. Feels like a battle going on inside of you. We have a tidy house, clarity and organization. Couldn't see the path because of all the leaves. Maybe you can't find the way forward because there's so much on the ground. But the girl who wasn't on the path was having a heck of a lot more fun than the one that was. And if what the struggle is to find joy and happiness, do you really want to refuse this call? You know, I've got to see what the author is trying to tell us there, because that definitely is that Devil and that Four of Cups pouring it out. The dream thief is a soft and compelling seductress. Her only purpose is to keep you hypnotized by the comfort and the sameness. She wants you to tell your old stories over and over so you don't evolve beyond them. Ask yourself whether you're reverting back to the familiarity of your origin story, or why you were wounded, or why you were wounded, or when you were rejected. Do you talk about how your family molded you as a child without also acknowledging that you've already become someone else? Teaching from an old wound will never allow you a new adventure. Instead, bring to your mind how you've already changed, remembering that you have new stories to rely on and build upon. Do you want to move beyond the barrier of glass that you've placed between you and the horizon? Okay, I gotta stop right there. What Spirit showed me for the energy that we're in this week was this wall of like frosted glass with this door that keeps sliding back and forth, and it opens up here and then it opens up there and then it opens up and then it opens up, and they're like doors of opportunity, but they don't stay open very long. And when you step through on the other side, there's another wall of frosted glass. This one has multiple doors that are sliding around and opening, and so there's more choices, and when you move beyond that, there's more choices, and so you have these choices that are opening up. But if you don't step through the first doorway, there are no more choices open to you. You're just there with the doors opening and shutting in quickly on you. Are you passing on an opportunity when there is a chance for you to have shared victory? This could also be somebody who thinks they're all that and they've claimed you for their own, and you're stuck and you're stagnant and you're connected because you feel safe and secure, but because you're thinking about the generational wealth. So maybe you're in a relationship where, you know, it's not really great, but you're thinking about how financially secure you are here, and so do you really want to take that chance? But is your life any fun? Maybe you're stuck in a job where, you know, you ask for a raise and the boss says, and I've had this happen to me, well, we just don't do raises. And I said, really? Well, I don't work for places that don't do raises. And I quit without having another job. I went out and built a business instead. They're like, Tch. So how much are you worth to yourself? What's important to you? And you get to choose, and you may find that you are comfortable and you prefer to stay that way and you just don't have the energy, but it feels like somebody's trying to steal your dream from you. You can stay where you are. It's not difficult. Or you can answer the call to a new adventure, drop your resistance to sailing into uncharted waters of your potential. The wind will soothe and sing the dream. Will soothe and sing the dream thief to sleep so you can wake up and move forward. You are so much more than you know, and now it is time to express what is laying dormant. Your new adventure has already begun. Pisces, your energy lately has been so optimistic. It's like the tide is turning. Your ship has come in. There's so much opportunity that's been available to you. But if you are sitting on go, it's going to sail off without you. The moon moves into Libra on the 19th and the 20th. I feel, okay, so I have a Pisces moon, and I feel like, you know, so I don't want you to think I'm scolding you. That is not what I feel. I feel like I want to light a fire under your butt. Because here is an opportunity of some sort. And if you're letting fear of change or failure hold you back, if you're letting those old fears win, that double card, if you're letting the old fears hold you in place because you're afraid you're going to be disappointed because you've been disappointed so many times in the past, if you're not willing to risk getting off the path, then you're going to have the same thing. You know, you're going to travel the same road you've always been on. And right here during this transitional time of Scorpio season, all the leaves falling off the trees, you can actually see that there's more options and opportunities. They're just not on the path you've been on. But you can see. You just have to choose to set yourself free to run in that direction. So when that moon is in Libra on Saturday and Sunday, we actually have very nice, gentle energy that is coming through. And you have Mother Mary and the unicorns are blessing you. You have the Queen of the Unicorns. You are blessed with love and compassion and wisdom. And you have Archangel Raphael. Healing and abundance are coming to you. Spirit is nudging and encouraging you. But I feel like they're also giving you a warning. These doors don't stay open very long. It won't be that they don't come back around. It won't be that they don't open again. But we are beginning a very long cycle. A very long cycle. And it's like those that are bold and brave and step through the door into the opportunities and into the adventures, success and growth await you. If you are happy with what you have, you don't have to go. But if you are unhappy and you're feeling like you're missing out, it's because you're not going. There will be other opportunities. But we're into a cycle that's getting ready to, it's almost, cement is the wrong word, but that's the one that keeps coming to me, so maybe it's not the wrong word. It feels like it's going to fix itself in place for a while. And by a while, I mean like a decade. And so, if you are happy enough to stay where you are for the next 10 years, at that job, at the place you live, in the relationship you're in, or in a family dynamic that could use a little kick in the pants to be shook up, where you say, hey, look, I don't accept the way you treat me. Can we make some changes? Like, it isn't necessarily about leaving a situation. It's about changing a situation. It's about being willing to get off the path. So this looks to me very much like, for the majority of you, that this is very difficult for you to make this change. And I'm surprised, because you're a mutable sign. And you're usually able to shift and change, but also when you're a mutable sign, it's easy to think, I'm going to change, and then you flow back. But your ship is here. And people are getting on. Step through the doorway. When you step through the doorway, the next row has multiple doors. There's more choices. But you're still in this hallway that's common. Literally, no matter what door you step through right now, it is a common hallway. But that's where the options are. Where you are is where you are. And I guess it's up to you to decide what really works for you or not. I did a video. I don't even remember what it's. I did a video on Sunday night. You should check it out. I pulled cards about these doorways, these gateways that are opening up for each of the signs. So it's called Transformative Choices. You can join me live at 7:30 and be live in the chat. Hit live chat if you're watching on your phone. But even if you don't catch it live and you watch it later, make sure you watch the one on Pisces. And if you know your sun, moon, and rising, I would watch all of them, because there was a lot of information that came through, and very few of them were repeats. And so I feel like there's a lot of options and opportunities once we step into that hallway of choice. And so I encourage you to at least consider that there really could be something great that you're passing on, because you just, because safety and security feels more comfortable even if you don't like where you are. And it's up to you. And if you should choose to stay where you are, you can still choose to make the choice to love where you are. To say, no, I'm staying here, and I choose to be happy here. I choose to be in joy here. And every day look for the gifts and the joy in the moment that you're in. There's no reason to be unhappy where you are if you choose not to move. That you have total control of. You can decide, no, I can be joyful and happy right here. There's a lot of good stuff about this, and I don't want to move. And if that's the case, that's fine. I just really want to encourage you to choose joy no matter what you do. Whether you stay or you go, choose to be happy, choose to be joy-filled, and bring more laughter into your life. Because then it really doesn't matter what the choice is. Because really, we're here to create joy. So you can create it wherever you are. All right? Pisces, you take really good care. I mean that. I'm on Facebook every day if you want to check in a little bit. And I'll talk to you soon.